From the outside, royal meals are often imagined as silver platters, long tables, and dishes too rare for anyone outside the monarchy to ever taste. But behind the palace walls, the truth has always been far more human and far more surprising. King Charles, with his famously strict eating habits and deeply personal values, has a list of foods he enjoys quietly, meals that reveal who he really is, not as a monarch surrounded by protocol, but as a man shaped by tradition, memory, and private preference. Some of these foods break from what the royal family once considered respectable. Others simply don't fit the image of a modern king trying to uphold centuries of etiquette. And a few would cause quite a stir if the world knew how much he adored them. Tonight, we pull back the curtain on the dishes King Charles secretly loves, but almost never admits publicly. But before we reveal the first one, remember, royal meals are never just meals. They're symbols of power, of history, of family expectations. And King Charles has been navigating those expectations since childhood. Which brings us to number 10, a dish that began as a comfort and quietly became a personal favourite. Number 1, his most secret favourite, a simple soft-boiled egg, not the extravagant dishes people imagine, not caviar, not truffles, not rare delicacies, a soft-boiled egg. He has loved them since childhood, and they bring him comfort in a way few foods can. But the real reason he keeps this quiet, because soft-boiled eggs once caused a royal scandal. Stories of Charles allegedly demanding multiple eggs cooked to perfection created rumours of entitlement he has never been able to shake. So today, he avoids discussing eggs publicly. But those who know him say that nothing pleases him more than a perfectly cooked egg with toast soldiers. A simple, gentle comfort that connects him to the boy he once was, long before the weight of the crown. Now, as we've seen, royal meals aren't always grand feasts or elaborate dishes. Sometimes they are humble, personal, and meaningful in ways the public never sees. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Number 2, his quiet love for game meats: venison, pheasant, partridge. These are foods tied deeply to the countryside, to hunting estates, to centuries of British tradition. But they are also politically sensitive. Public displays of hunting or game consumption can spark backlash. Yet Charles enjoys them deeply, especially slow-roasted venison with seasonal vegetables, a dish he associates with his childhood at Balmoral. He can never openly celebrate this preference. But the number 1 food, this is the one closest to his heart, and the one the palace prefers he never highlight. Number 3, his forbidden love for garlic. This one is almost humorous, because garlic is banned from royal menus during official events. Queen Elizabeth famously hated it. Protocol considers it risky for breath, for diplomacy, for close conversations. And yet, Charles loves it, especially roasted garlic spread on bread or mixed into pasta dishes. But admitting it publicly would directly contradict royal dining etiquette and risk overshadowing decades of tradition. So he eats it quietly at private dinners, far away from state banquets. But the next favourite is even more controversial because it challenges something far deeper than food tradition. Number 4, his unexpected love of vegetarian meals. This might surprise many people who associate royalty with lavish meats and elaborate roasts. In private, King Charles loves vegetarian dishes, especially spinach quiches, mushroom risottos, and lentil-based meals. He avoids meat 2 days a week and dairy 1 day a week. The palace rarely highlights this because it creates political tension. His environmental motivations could be seen as influencing public behavior, something the monarchy must avoid. So he quietly eats vegetarian most days, promoting sustainability through personal choice rather than public decree. But now we enter the top 3. Foods that reveal a very human side of the king. Number 5. His love for organic lamb, but not just any cut. Before revealing the truly shocking foods in the top 4, here's something few people know. King Charles loves organic lamb, especially from his farms at Highgrove. But he prefers cuts that aren't traditionally royal, such as shoulder or shank, slow cooked until tender. Why hide it? Because historically, British monarchs avoided anything associated with rustic, lower-class cooking. Shoulder and shank were considered peasant cuts. Imagine a king publicly celebrating a cut of meat once assigned to servants, so he enjoys it quietly, rich, hearty, slow-braised lamb with rosemary and garlic. But even this isn't the secret he guards most closely. Number 6. His hidden passion for honey, straight from the comb. This one is both charming and unexpected. King Charles prefers honey in its rawest form, taken directly from the comb, unprocessed, unheated. It fits his image as a nature-focused king. But here's the secret. He likes to eat pieces of the honeycomb itself, something very few royals would ever admit publicly. Why hide it? Because biting into honeycomb is considered, let's say, unrefined. Royal dining etiquette avoids anything sticky, messy, or difficult to eat gracefully. But Charles doesn't care. He finds it soothing, grounding, and deeply tied to the countryside he loves. But now we cross into the truly controversial favourites, the ones that collide with royal expectations, tradition, and public image. Number 7. His secret love for marmalade. It's one of the most British flavours in the world. Orange, slightly bitter, and tied to childhood breakfasts across the country. And yes, King Charles is known to enjoy marmalade. But the real secret, he loves it more than the palace would prefer to admit. Here's why. Marmalade is deeply associated with Queen Elizabeth II, who adored it so much that it became part of her public persona, especially after the Paddington Bear sketch that charmed the world. For Charles to openly claim it as a favourite might be seen as stepping on a beloved royal symbol. So while he certainly enjoys it, especially on seeded toast with butter, he rarely talks about it. But the next food, this is one he loves passionately, and it doesn't fit the royal image at all. Number 8. The dish royal chefs call too humble for a king. Before revealing this one, ask yourself, what food could a king love that would be considered too ordinary to mention? Ready? King Charles secretly loves a simple bowl of muesli, not gourmet granola, not a handcrafted luxury blend, just basic, traditional, classic muesli. This breakfast has been part of his routine for decades, long before he ascended the throne. It's plain, unpretentious, and completely out of sync with the royal expectation of breakfast elegance. Past monarchs preferred smoked fish, eggs, toast cut into perfect soldiers, never a cereal associated with everyday life. Charles, however, enjoys it so much that he once travelled with his own personal breakfast box, containing nothing more extravagant than muesli, seeds, and a jar of local honey. But the next food, this one is loved across the UK. Yet a king can never openly say it's a favourite. Number 9. His unofficial love for wild mushrooms. Now this one carries a touch of royal contradiction. Officially, King Charles promotes sustainable farming, environmental eating, and organic produce. Unofficially, he absolutely loves wild mushrooms, especially the foraged Scottish chanterelles he enjoyed for decades at Balmoral. Here's where it gets interesting. Wild mushroom foraging is considered risky in royal circles. One mistake can be deadly, and because the monarchy always leans toward tradition and caution, publicly embracing a dangerous food could be frowned upon. But Charles has been passionate about mushrooms for years, savouring them sautéed with butter, garlic, and herbs, often alongside local game. It's earthy, rustic, and everything royal cuisine once avoided. And yet, the next dish is even further from the refined royal table. It's something he loves, but it's certainly not the kind of thing a king is expected to admit. Number 10. The hidden love for cheesy baked eggs. Before you hear the truly controversial foods on this list, you need to understand just how simple Charles's tastes can be. Royal chefs have confirmed that he quietly adores cheesy baked eggs. Nothing extravagant, nothing flashy, just soft-baked farm eggs topped with mature cheddar, herbs, and a splash of cream. It's warm, it's comforting, and it's the kind of dish he grew up with during quieter mornings at Clarence House. But here's the twist. This dish doesn't match the image of a disciplined eater that the palace often reinforces. Charles is known publicly for avoiding dairy, reducing eggs, and following a clean, almost ascetic routine. So admitting he loves a creamy, indulgent egg dish, it would undermine the strict persona the palace has shaped. And yet, chefs say that whenever he requests something warm, soothing, and nostalgic, this is what he asks for. But comfort foods aren't the only thing he keeps quiet. The next favourite isn't just surprising, it breaks directly from the food traditions of past monarchs.